Pointless prognostication. Pointless prognostication is always fun. And this gives us a chance to talk about GameStop. Guys, how fun does this sound? I'm going to throw up a chart here. I'm going to do a quick screen share. I'm going to do a screen share here, just some context. So GameStop stock today, and it wasn't just GameStop. It was like there's this huge group of companies that are kind of in this short squeeze Wall Street's bet store. You've got AMC Entertainment, Express, Bed Bath and Beyond. So you've got like these legacy retailers, movie theater chain. Then you got iRobot and Genius Brands, the penny stock, third tier garbage kids cartoon maker. I'm sorry, the stuff's junk and I won't let my 4-year-old watch it. So anyway, highly shorted stocks. They all went to the moon. The reckoning started today. Or did the reckoning start, right? So I just want to show these numbers again here. So again, this is what happened today. This is from the high. Express lost 58%. GameStop fell 57%. AMC fell 56% from the high. Here's my question, right? Because we can look at that. And we have to ask, is this the beginning of the end, right? Because there has to be a lot of retail investors that bought on the upside at a much higher price than where things are closing today. And now they're starting to feel the pain. So my question is this the end? Or is this going to go from phenomenon to part of how people invest and trade going forward? Danny Venna.
I'm going to say that this is the beginning of the end, but I want to contextualize that just a little bit. With all the things that are going on between Reddit bets or Wall Street bets and short sellers, I think what you're having is a tug of war right now. And I think what's happening is it's going to continue until enough retail investors get burned, and it's going to happen because a lot of them are buying, these stocks at ridiculous prices right now. When these people all get together and start to scream bloody murder because they've lost half of their, half of the money that they put in this, or 90% of it, I think you're going to see a lot more interest, and we're already starting to see some from state regulators, from federal regulators who are watching it, from politicians who are tweeting about it. So I think that there's going to be some intercession happen in this, either politically or from a regulatory standpoint. And I think it's going to happen probably before terribly long. I mean, you've already seen Robinhood app suspend trading, and it wasn't just Robinhood. People are screaming Robinhood.
There's a lot of
Interactive brokers did it as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I think this is probably the beginning of the end. It may not be the end of the story. It's the end of the battle. It may not be the end of the war.
Well, I think GameStop shares something like, 800 million shares were on track to trade hands today. I didn't look at the final numbers to see, but this is a company with less than 70 million shares of stock. And when you turn over the entire shares outstanding 10 or 15 times in a day, I don't even have words to describe that. Dan, what are your thoughts here?
I'm looking forward to finding out who the real players were on both sides, because this is being pitched as this sort of populist, little guy versus big guy thing. And that's just nonsense. There are some big institutions that were playing the long end, just like there are big institutions playing the short end. And I think those big institutions on the long side are kind of using this populist, the Wall Street bet stuff as kind of shelter for what they would have been doing anyway. This kind of stuff happens all the time. Some big company or some big institution's long a stock, somebody else is short. Watch CNBC, you can go back and look at fights between, big name investors on stuff like this. A lot of it happens in the background. We may never know all the details. We've gotten some of them just from looking at, hedge funds that have failed and big investors that sold their entire positions. But there's very much more of an inside baseball story here than what you're getting in the mainstream non-financial media about, regular Main Street people versus Wall Street. I promise you that the half share of GameStop stock that people are buying or selling, like it's not having a big influence. It's just not.
There's large money that's moving the needle here.
There's big blocks of stock that are moving this stock $20, $30, $40 per share in like 10 seconds.
Yep.
And your half share is just not doing it. So, when I see on Twitter the other night, hold the line, don't sell. It's like nobody cares if, yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in this one and to keep going. And a couple of things, right? This was never a zero, right? GameStop. None other than Jim Gillies. I think we can all tip the hat as somebody that understands cash flows and value, and is really good at finding deep value and making money in it and beating the market with it. A year ago, 6 months ago, was saying this is GameStop's a great value. There's value here, right? And there's some fools that have invested along with that have done incredibly well because of this completely unforeseen event, right? Like turning tens of thousands into hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's happened. Fellow members have done this, but everything has a value. And this is the last thing I'll say, and then we'll move on to our earnings takes. To paraphrase Kai Ryssdal, he's the NPR Marketplace host. He tweeted earlier today, as good as the Schadenfreude feels, right? Whether you're coming down the side of the little guys that are, smashing the hedge funds or wherever you're coming from, somebody used their rent money today to buy GameStop stock for more than $400. It happened. Somebody just lost half their rent money, right? Because they got sucked into this.